ティーチ、いや、黒毛。
せや、男前が上がったな、赤髪。似合ってるぜ、そのキツ。欲しいものは手に入れたんだ。お前らと戦うには、まだ時期が早い。せや、やめておこう。
Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. We know that an inevitable battle in One Piece is the confrontation between Shanks and the man who gave him the scars on his face, Blackbeard, and this will happen. However, contrary to what many imagine, Shanks will be defeated. In today's video, I will reveal the reasons for this and how it will affect Luffy and the world. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, it is obvious to us that Shanks has always been a character shrouded in mystery. His actions and words seem to be carefully calculated, and his relationship with Luffy carries a depth that transcends the simple gift of the straw hat. Since their first meeting, Shanks knew Luffy was special. He had the Gomu Gomu no Mi, the fruit that we later found out to be the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika, the sun god. When Luffy ate that fruit, something changed in Shanks. He panicked, but quickly calmed down, perhaps because he realized that Luffy had the potential to inherit Joy Boy's legacy, the one Roger so desperately sought but could not become. It is possible that Shanks knew the true nature of the fruit from the beginning and was saving it for someone special. Marshall D. Teach Blackbeard, on the other hand, is the complete opposite of Luffy. Where Luffy represents freedom and light, Teach represents control and darkness. While Luffy inspires his allies and fights for his dreams and the dreams of others, Teach manipulates and betrays to achieve his goals. His relentless quest for power, demonstrated when he captured Ace and handed him over to the Marines, leading to Ace's execution, shows how far he is willing to go to destroy any freedom in order to ensure his own rise. Luffy and Teach are two opposing forces inevitably destined to collide, and Shanks, with his wisdom and experience, seems to understand this better than anyone. Since Oda introduced Marshall D. Teach, he wanted to show us this. After all, he showed us that he and Luffy are complete opposites. We saw them both in the same tavern in Alabasta. Blackbeard's favorite dish, cherry pie, was something Luffy hated to eat, and their drinks would never be the same. Oda was already hinting at the fact that these two are natural enemies. Back to Shanks, he carries physical and emotional scars. One of the most notable ones was left by Teach. It happened in a moment we haven't seen in the chapters yet, but it was confirmed in the manga during chapter 434. Shanks revealed that the scar on his eye was made by Blackbeard, and that he wasn't careless at that moment. This means that Teach was already extremely dangerous, even before acquiring the powers of the Yami Yami no Mi and Gura Gura no Mi. This information places Blackbeard in a unique position. He is a threat that Shanks recognizes and fears, someone who could indeed be a major obstacle to Luffy. Shanks' role in Luffy's story has always been that of a mentor and protector from a distance, but also someone who believes in Luffy's ability to achieve something greater. He believes that Luffy can be Joy Boy and that Roger's legacy can be fulfilled. He has always been present at moments when Luffy could achieve awakening. We know that Luffy's awakening came at a time when freedom was at risk and Luffy could lose his life. This happened in Wano, where the people's freedom was at stake, and Luffy nearly died at Kaido's hands. At the peak of that confrontation, we saw that Shanks and his crew were approaching, possibly to see if Joy Boy would manifest, to see if Luffy would awaken his fruit. However, this had already happened before. After all, in Marineford, what was at stake was Ace's freedom, and at that moment, Luffy fought to save his brother and return him free to the seas. Not only that, it was a confrontation where Luffy's life was at risk, and Shanks was once again on his way there. He has always been nearby to ensure Luffy's destiny was fulfilled. However, Shanks knows that Blackbeard not only wants the One Piece like Luffy, but that his methods represent a direct threat to the freedom that Luffy embodies. Freedom is not just a dream for Luffy, it is his essence, and Shanks seems willing to do whatever it takes to protect it. This may include facing Blackbeard before the final battle. Let's imagine that Shanks, knowing that Blackbeard's rise to power threatens the world Luffy is trying to create, decides to confront him. In recent chapters, we saw Shanks taking more proactive actions, like when he faced Eustace Kid in chapter 1079, defeating him overwhelmingly and showing his superiority as an emperor of the sea. This action shows that Shanks is not just a strategist, but someone willing to act directly when necessary. Now picture a scenario where he decides to use this same determination to stop Blackbeard before he causes more destruction. The confrontation between Shanks and Teach would be epic, but also full of tension. Teach, with his two powerful fruits, the Yami Yami no Mi, which can nullify other users' powers, and the Gura Gura no Mi, which destroys everything around him, represents a type of threat that even Shanks might not be able to overcome. And this is where the theory takes shape. I believe that Shanks, when facing Teach, Teach could surprisingly be defeated. Blackbeard has already proven to be someone who plays dirty, attacking at the right moment and using his crew to turn the tide. Furthermore, Teach has a unique ability to plan his moves with precision, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. If Shanks were defeated by Teach, it would have devastating repercussions on the world of One Piece. The fall of one of the most respected Yonko would shake the balance of the seas. Shanks' allies would become vulnerable. His territories could be taken by Teach or other ambitious pirates, and the red-haired crew would be left directionless. More than that, Shanks' defeat would send a message to the world. Blackbeard is now an unstoppable force, someone even the greatest fear. This would solidify Teach as the ultimate antagonist before the quest for the One Piece, raising the threat he poses to Luffy and his allies. For Luffy, the news of Shanks' defeat would be devastating. The red-haired is, in many ways, the start of his journey. He is the man who inspired Luffy to become a pirate, who gave him the straw hat and, in a way, believed in his dream before anyone else. Knowing that Shanks lost his life facing Blackbeard would bring an enormous emotional weight to Luffy, perhaps more than any other loss he has faced. But at the same time, this could become a source of motivation. Luffy does not fight for revenge. He fights to protect those he loves and to achieve his dream. Shanks' defeat would reinforce the need to defeat Blackbeard, not only to reach the One Piece, but also to ensure that the freedom he represents is not destroyed. Blackbeard, on the other hand, would use this victory to further solidify his position. He could claim Shanks' territories, spread chaos, and perhaps even send a provocative message to Luffy, challenging him to face him. This would set the stage for the final battle between Luffy and Teach, where it would not just be a fight for the One Piece, but an ideological battle between freedom and control, light and darkness. Another important point is how Shanks' defeat would influence alliances in the world. We know that Shanks has a relationship of mutual respect with some of the most influential characters in the series, including the Gorosei, the Navy, and even other Yonko. Shanks' fall would shake this web of relationships, perhaps forcing some allies or former rivals to take firmer stands against Blackbeard. Unexpected alliances could arise, with characters like Mihawk, who is close to Shanks, or even Buggy, who shares a past with him, taking actions that would previously seem unlikely. These moves could create even greater chaos, turning the seas into a true battleground for power. Blackbeard, on the other hand, would use his victory as a springboard to consolidate his position as the greatest threat in the world. He is already a skilled strategist, and with Shanks' fall, his confidence and audacity would reach a new level. Teach could use this victory to send a clear message to the world. He is now the pirate closest to the One Piece. This statement, even if implied, would force other Yonko and even the Navy to react, creating an atmosphere of constant tension. More importantly, it would solidify Teach's role as Luffy's primary rival, someone who not only desires the One Piece, but also symbolizes everything Luffy stands against. Shanks' defeat could also have direct consequences for his crew. Ben Beckman, Yasopp, and the others are not just subordinates, they are longtime friends and companions. How would they react to the loss of their captain? Could some of them seek revenge? Or perhaps ally with Luffy to ensure that Teach is stopped? These characters, who still have immense untapped potential in the story, could become key players in the final stretch, either joining forces with the Straw Hats or taking independent actions to honor Shanks' legacy. Shanks has always been a character who acts with purpose, and his decision to face Teach, even knowing the risk, would be consistent with his role in the story. He is not just a Yonko, he is someone who understands the weight of Roger's legacy and believes that Luffy could be the one to fulfill the dream that everyone is chasing. His defeat, though tragic, could be the catalyst that drives Luffy to face Blackbeard with all the strength of his crew, further solidifying Shanks' role as the one who not only started Luffy's journey, but also paved the way for his ultimate success. But what about you? Do you think this will happen? That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.